Ready?
I'm ready when you are.
It's been a while. I've not been in the gym for
Very long time.
a very, very long time. And because winter is coming, I was like, oh, this is probably a good time for me to start doing your program again.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Today we're going to do some kind of misconceptions, questions about being a cyclist in the gym. So actually I should introduce you if you don't know. This is Scott. If you want to just tell people what you've done, like your background and what you do now.
Right, so yeah, my name's Scott Pearson. I run Fast Fit Strong. This is my little place based in Lim. I've got a bit of a background, strength and conditioning coach in cycling. So I used to work for GB Cycling with our friend Phil Burt a long time ago. And then I've been doing this ever since. Before that time, I was a strength and conditioning coach in rugby and a few other sports.
Yeah, you've done all of it. And there's so many like signed shirts, I'll show you after. So many like amazing people that you've worked with, so yeah. You are a wealth of knowledge. My main question is, because I'm a little bit lazy, how much time do you need to make a difference in the gym if you're a cyclist?
We've talked before about having sort of stages of development, and if you're new to cycling, you will progress very, very quickly, so you can get a lot of progression with quite a minimum time in the gym. So I would say at the start, one session a week, two sessions a week would be great. 3 would be even better, but they don't need to be like super duper difficult or anything like that. Just a little bit of a light touch and you'll still progress quite quickly. As you get better, like with anything, you'll get diminishing returns. So the way you train might change.
Okay, but you could do an hour a week or 45 minutes a week at the start, building up to maybe 3 times 45 minutes a week.
Yeah, but little and often would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so bad for it. I'm like, I don't mind sitting out on my bike for like 8 hours, but an hour in the gym.
Feels like too much.
It does a little bit, but I know the benefits. Actually, we'll go on to that. What would you say the main benefits are?
The biggest one, a lot of people think, oh, I'll go in the gym and I'll get stronger and more powerful, all that sort of stuff, and that will happen, but that's like the icing on the cake at the top. The biggest benefit you will get is being more robust and resilient against injury. So a good quality program, like one of mine, hopefully, will give you like quite a broad, rounded approach, and it will even out imbalances, front, back, left, right, inside, outside, all that sorts of stuff. So to protect your back, your knees, your shoulders, your neck, all those sorts of things. So your first layer will be injury prevention. Your second layer is it makes you more efficient and economical in the saddle. So you expend less energy, even on the bike. Yeah. And then finally, your final sort of layer on top would be increasing your power. So improving your ability to sort of sprint or go up a hill or push a bit harder.
And how long did it take from doing the injury? Like, is it the same program for injury prevention to being like fast to improve watts, for example? Is it the same program?
I mean, sure, Phil will tell you exactly the same thing. Injury prevention is strength training, and strength training is injury prevention, right? So if you've had an injury and you've had any form of rehab program, it's resistance training only at a lower level because you're injured. Yeah. So as you progress and adapt that and get better, it's the same. It's just an extension of the same thing.
Next question, because I get asked this a lot, and people are like, oh, will I put on weight? If I start going to the gym, am I going to put like 5-10 kilos on the muscle?
The short answer is no. So a bit of an anecdote. So I used to work with track sprinters, and so obviously they do a real short duration, lend themselves to being bigger and more muscular. Trying to put weight on with those riders is still really, really difficult. So doing it with an endurance rider is virtually impossible. What you might do is you might develop muscle, and you'll increase your muscle mass, but you will reduce your fat mass, so your kind of overall body weight or body mass in most instances actually goes down for people I typically coach. I coach some pro riders still, but most of them are just kind of your weekend warriors, keynote riders like you. Most 99.9% of those actually lose weight.
And why is it hard for the track sprinters to put weight on?
Because there's a high calorific demand to maintain muscle mass. So you need to consume a lot more calories, you burn a lot more energy having muscles than fat or other kinds of tissue.
What part of your body are we focusing on? Like, should you just do legs? Should you just do we don't need upper bodies in cycling?
We're going to talk about this. So with my programs I start off with a full body approach. So the main moves within that would be squatting, so bending down, standing up again, hinging, bending forwards, standing up again, and that kind of works all your lower body, all different parts of it. That's really, really good. And then we'll do some body pushing and pulling, as well as some work around your middle as well. So this is one of the main moves. And all we're going to do is hold a little bit of weight. Well, you don't have to hold weight, but once you just get good at the move, you can hold a little bit of weight by your legs. Keep your knees nice and soft. Push your bum backwards and keep your back flat, and stand back up again. All right? Straight forward.
Stand like.
That's it. So it's really, really key that the move comes from your hips. You keep your back nice and flat. And try and keep those weights really close to your legs. All right. So the effort is going to go through your bum and the backs of your legs. So I normally start those off about 4 sets of 8 at a weight that feels like a 7 out of 10.
How hard should you be going?
Hard enough so you're challenged, but
So
your eyes aren't bulging out of your head. All right, you don't have to go really, 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 really hard and heavy every single time. All right. So if you're hobbling around the next couple of days and you're stiff and sore, that's probably too hard. Okay. So typically start off a weight that's 7 out of 10, and that will, as you progress and develop, you'll still be able to increase the weight. You'll get better. So lifting a heavier weight will still feel as difficult, if that makes sense. So I coach people here, but I coach a lot of people remotely and online. So I've used my experience in cycling to plan like a training year. So I have 2 main packages. One's called the Cyclists Edge, and that's all the off-bike work that you can do through the winter. There's a bit more kind of off-bike work, and as we approach summer, it drops back down again. So it peaks and troughs. It works through those cycles.
Because he knows us so well that in summer we're going to be like, I don't want to be in a gym. Whereas in winter, I'm actually like, yeah.
And then I have another program called the Cyclist Edge Plus, which is it's exactly the same, but it has actual on-bike sessions in there as well that are relevant for that time of year.
You do bespoke as well.
And yeah, if people want more than that and they have individual kind of specific things you need to work on, I can do a bespoke package for you, either remotely or in person.
And I will leave, so you're in Lynn?
I'm based in Lynn, yeah.
And I will leave a link to your website and all the details of that below. And then if you've got any questions, we're going to do some more videos, especially over winter. So let us know what you want to see from us. If you've got any other questions or anything you want us to show you, because you've got so much experience. How many years?
In total, I started working in professional sport in 2003.
So 20 years?
More than 20 years, yeah. And I was a personal trainer and what have before that. So.
Yeah. Long time.
That shows my age.
Long time, yeah.
Well, I think probably, just a bit of self-promotion is that those Cyclist Edge programs are, I think, really, really good value. Work out about £20 a month. So it's at a level that you can have a go, have a play. I still, you can contact me directly within those programs and ask questions and all that sorts of stuff. And it's not going to break the bank.
That is really good. Well, thank you so much. Right, I'm going to go and do gym work. Yeah, gym. All right, see you next video. Bye. Thanks, Scott. This is like the main question. Is like how do you quantify like the benefits of doing this? Like, because not everyone has a power meter. You can't say, oh, you're going to gain an extra 20 watts or 30 watts.
Well, your obvious benefits are you can do more in the gym, but ultimately that doesn't matter. It's probably not why you're doing it. You want to get better on the bike.
Yeah.
So, like anecdotally, a lot of people I coach say they're doing what they thought was a recovery ride, going quite easy, and they've happened to have got the PB or quite close on a Strava segment or whatever, or they're just happily able to push a higher gear for a ride. Those sorts of things, they come back and they don't feel as knackered as they were last time.
That's what we all want. Yeah. That is what we're doing it for. Okay, so.
That's where the economy and efficiency comes in. You can hold the same power and you just not expend as much energy.
I like the sound of that.
Everyone likes that.
That is why I want to get back into the gym.
Yeah, so the first most important thing by a mile is being consistent, so doing things regularly. We just said like the first time you come back, you're going to get stiff and sore. So if you do a few sessions and take a break and come back, you're going to get stiff and sore. Doing it regularly, you overcome that, and you can learn how to progress, and it will not affect your on-bike work anywhere near as much. And the same being consistent with the types of moves and exercises that you do. The second tip is only work on one thing at once. So my programs kind of cycle between building volume, so increasing the number of reps that you do, increasing the weight, or called intensity, so increasing how much weight you lift, and a combination of both, what we call training density, just doing more work in a smaller amount of time. And I'll kind of rotate those three things, only focus on one thing at once. So once you're doing that, you know what to focus on and how to improve. And then the final thing is make sure that you are ready and prepared for each session by doing a good thorough warm-up, including foam rolling, ironing out any areas of stiffness and tightness, and working on areas that are kind of personal to you.
And that's one thing that I loved about yours is you're very adamant to do the warm-ups and the foam rolling. And I don't like doing that, but I'm like, I know if I go into it and I've got some tightness from being on the bike for a big ride, then you're not going to be able to lift the weights properly that your body's meant to lift them, and then you get injured.
And that's one of the biggest drawbacks of a sport like cycling, where you're in the similar position with a narrow range of movement for quite a long period of time. You get stiff and tight. So working on those telltale areas, hamstrings, lower back, shoulders, regularly through a warm-up gets you ready and less likely to get injured in the session.
Like weights. Yeah, don't just jump in there.
I'm doing
It's just right, what we're going to do is...
So is this beneficial for cycling?
No, absolutely not, no.
Right, so what do you want to know?